So I woke up this morning and I got into alignment and I asked God what I should do. And God said, go to the park, get a coffee and go to the park. And my first thought was, let me look at the weather, because it's going to be cold today. I think it was -8. And so there was that initial resistance, the second block of the mind, which always happens when you try to tune into the voice of God and the voice of truth. There's always going to be, until you master it, until you become aware enough to catch it, there's always going to be a block which prevents you from aligning to truth. Not always, but it's until the mind is purified. So anyways, I'm at the park, and I suppose I shall talk about coronavirus. I've been meaning to talk about it because obviously it's such a collective experience, and there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of suffering, a lot of panic, a lot of energy, which is interesting to observe. And so I was kind of guided to talk about it, but I didn't feel completely aligned with speaking. It felt forced, but I'm here now at the park with my coffee, and it feels right to do so now. So, the coronavirus. It is yet another thing for those of you that are watching this, whether you may be spiritual or not. This message will resonate with those of you who are ready. The coronavirus is just another spiritual exercise, in the sense that you always, in every single moment, have a choice. You have the choice to align with fear, or you have the choice to align with love. So what does this mean? How do you love the coronavirus? How do you love this pandemic? How do you love the fear and the anxiety and the collective frustration and worry that's going on surrounding this virus? How do you love that? How do you love, going to Costco and seeing the panic? How do you love the thought of, or not even the thought, but the actual experience of people getting the virus, getting sick, passing away? How do you love this? And it always, as life is, it always comes down to the essence of reality. Always comes down to the essence of reality, meaning, what is the meaning of life? It's God. It is realizing that you transcend this world. You, as an awakened consciousness, transcend this world, meaning this world is not all there is. We all know this intuitively. Meaning, you can give into the fear of the suffering of a disease, the suffering of death, or the illusion of death due to a virus. Or you can use this experience as a exercise to strengthen the truth that is true always, which is God, which is you, which is that God cannot be touched by a virus. The body can, but you are not the body. So, as always, God is but a moment away. God is but a focus. And in this moment, you can choose to just be and embody that truth that God is, that there's nothing but God, and that there's nothing to fear, and that there's everything to love. In this moment, in the next moment, in the next moment. A choice. A choice. Fear, love. I choose love. There's nothing else to do in this life but this. To choose. Whether doesn't matter who you are or where you're at in life. It's important to realize that you're constantly choosing. Do you move out into the world and choose to talk about the coronavirus? Do you move out into the world or wake up and choose to look at news surrounding what's happening? Do you go to work and get caught up in the storm of what everyone is talking about and suffer along with them, creating more panic, creating more suffering, creating more anxiety? Do you use your mind and your imagination to reinforce the reality or the illusion? Or do you choose to have faith and to trust in the force and intelligence and love that makes the sun shine, the planets spin, that beats your heart, and you just allow everything to happen with perfect peace? Do you commute and see reality through the filter and fear of the mind? Do you get on the bus or the subway and look at every stranger as a potential carrier for the virus? Or do you go onto the train or the bus as a divine spark of light and love of God and see every entity as that? It's a choice. And that choice is always yours. That is your power. Choose love. Choose God. Choose enlightenment. Not only is that God's will, but it is what you truly desire and what the world truly needs. So, moving on, whatever happens, it is a constant alignment, a constant choice, whether it gets worse or better, whether coronavirus number 2 happens, World War III, or the world goes to complete and utter shit. There's a recession. All of this, all of it, is a constant refinement of how to use your power to choose. If you learn how to choose God in every single moment, to be God, to see God, to feel God, to choose God, to communicate God, to be informed by God and guided by God, to love God, to devote your entire existence to God, then you found it. For those of you that want to master your alignment, to really be, think, feel, live your truth, check out Alignment Academy in the description. Until the next one. Ciao.